Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. There is a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who is living here in Europe. Please do not share my phone numbers with anyone. Do you know these people that are singing all about Kubala? There is one who is my relative amongst those people. I have a story that I want to share with you. So in our family, there were things that were done, like some rituals that were done some time back. So fast forward, when we found out that there were these rituals that were done in the family, then one amongst those people that you see singing Kubala also went and they did some rituals to keep those things that was being used by the forefathers, and they wanted to get rich using those rituals. So when they started using those charms in secret, we started to suffer. We suffered so much until one day when I had gone to Africa, I was with my mom. We then had a family meeting. When we had this family meeting, my mom then said, my daughters, I have gone to a certain prophet and I have been told that Name Hidden is using some charms and she wants to become rich. So then we went in secret. We visited several traditional healers. After we had visited several traditional healers, that was when we did a go back to sender. This go back to sender that we did it in secret, without the relatives ever knowing that this is what we did. It was me, my mom, and my siblings. We went in secret to a traditional healer and we did a powerful go back to sender. These people that you see singing Kubala, indeed they are running mad. They are mentally ill, but it is because of a go back to sender that we did to them, because of the rituals that they were doing. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our dear sister, who is saying that she knows these people that are doing a Kubala. I don't know if you know it, and these people they did some rituals, and this sister of ours who gave us this confession, they went in secret and they did a go back to sender. So those people, they are suffering from the go back to sender that they did. Strange things they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to me. Strange things they do happen in this world. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? It all started when my baby daddy kicked me out of the RDP that belonged to his mother. Soon after the mother had passed away, me and him, we grew up in the same village. I do not want to tell you which village we came from. So being in that village, life was very difficult. We started dating when we were still in grade 11. I fell pregnant when we were in grade 12. We were bored after writing our exams, and all that we could do was to sleep with each other day after day. And I then found out that I was pregnant. When I was pregnant for my unemployed boyfriend, I realized that it was a very big mistake that I had done. So I then started dating some foreigners that were staying in that same village. We had men that came from Zim as well as from Malawi. So I would sleep with them so that I can get some money. You know, when you are pregnant, you will be having those cravings, and having those cravings without even having any money, it was difficult. I would go to a Somalian spaza shop and I would tell that Somalian that it is fine if they want, they can sleep with me as long as they give me whatever that I wanted. And then the Somalian guy will sleep with me until I gave birth. I organized money so that I can buy some baby wear for my baby. And as for my baby daddy, he was nowhere to be found. Like the guy, he was not having any money. He then started working. Soon after the mother had passed away, I was now staying with him. He started working at a supermarket, and at that time, the RDP that had been built for his mom was already finished. So the relatives then said, since you are the only boy, what you are supposed to do is that you are supposed to be the one that will look after this property. We stayed together, but all of a sudden he started betraying me. And now that he was making money, he would bring in women. And when he would have brought in women, he would sleep with a woman in the dining whilst I will be in the bedroom. It even reached a point where he chased away one of the sister whom we were staying with, because he wanted some peace of mind and he wanted to use the other bedroom. So I would sleep in another bedroom and he was sleeping in the second bedroom, and he would be with women there. Whenever you would be having money, the only thing that you would do was to buy something like Milimo, and then you would go and drink his beer, buy electricity, and that was all. If you would ask him for money, he would say, you are getting money for the grant. If you are getting the grant money, do I even ask you for that grant money? So why is it that you want money from me? Please just let me be. I do not want to waste my time on you. So it was very difficult, the things that were happening between me and my baby daddy. The day that he really broke my heart, I knew that the previous night he had slept with this other woman. He had traveled from the village and he had gone to this other location, and that woman had told me that my baby daddy was with him and I should stop calling. When he came back, I was waiting for him. He came back home somewhere around 10 a.m. We then started fighting. I was hungry. The baby wanted milk and I had nothing. I just wanted some money so that I can buy some food. We fought, and then that was when he took the little things that I owned and he threw everything outside, and he said, I do not want to see you anymore. And he kicked me out, and it was so painful. And then there was a Zimbabwean guy, the one that I had been dating. That guy, he then saw me, I was crying. He then said, how about you come and we start staying together? I then started staying with that Zimbabwean guy, not because I loved him, but because I was desperate. The guy then started to take care of me. He was working in the farms, and I started to work in the farms as well. Whilst I was working in the farms, that was when I met a Somalian guy who told me that he wanted a woman that would work in his shop in town. And then I started working in town. When I was working in town, I then dumped my Zimbabwean boyfriend, because now I saw that he was no longer like on my level. He would embarrass me every time when he would come to town. This guy, he was crazy. He used to wear clothes as if he was 50 Cent, and that was so embarrassing for me. So I then dumped him. I just found a story for him. I knew another girl that he used to sleep with by the farms, and I spoke with that girl and I said, I want to dump this stupid boy because he is always embarrassing me. When he comes in front of people, you'll be saying I am his babe, and people laugh at me saying that I am dating 50 Cent, because he even looked like 50 Cent, and they would laugh and say this one is 49 Cent. So I then spoke with her, and she took some pictures whilst she was sleeping on his chest. I sent those pictures to him, and that is how I dumped him so smart. So I started to date Nigerians right next to the supermarket where I was working. Like, it was not a big supermarket. It was just a normal supermarket in town close to the taxi rank. So there was a Nigerian who had a barber shop, and they used to do a lot of deals. And that guy, he would always want to buy me lunch. One day I agreed. And then he said, how about we go together? We then went and we bought lunch and we started to talk. He held my hand and he said that he wanted to take care of me. And this was what I wanted. The man had a car. The man told me that he stayed in the suburbs. I then started to go and visit him. Sometimes, Nigerians, when you are dating them, like, you do not stay with him. They just want you to come and visit here and there, but you can't go and you stay with him like forever. So I would stay with him 2-3 days until I stopped working. When I stopped working, the guy then went to his country and he returned back to South Africa. He told me that he had gone to do a ritual to make money, and I told him that I also wanted something that could help me, and he said, if you want, you can sacrifice your child. Brother Nashi, when he told me that I could sacrifice my child with the situation that I was facing, with the way that I had started enjoying money, and me just wanting to prove a point to my baby daddy that, look, you kicked me out as if I was nothing in your life, but now God has finally done it for me. So then I agreed. After I had agreed to sacrifice my own daughter, we had to go to the Home Affairs. And when I went to the Home Affairs, and then I applied for a passport, and we went to Nigeria together. When we got to Nigeria, then me and this guy, that was when we were told that in order for me to become wealthy, I was supposed to act as if I was a mad woman. Yes, Brother Nashim, I had to act as if I was a mad woman. This happened for almost 6 months when I was in Nigeria running mad. I'm pretty sure that the people that used to see me, they did not even know that I was a South African woman that had came from South Africa just wanting to get rich. After some time, me running mad, I don't remember what I used to do when I was running mad. I was taken by those people and they took me to the bushes where 20 men slept with me. These men that slept with me, they were all possessed. They slept with me, I don't know for how many months, until I fell pregnant. And when I fell pregnant, they forced me to have a miscarriage, and they forced me to drink the blood that it came out of my private parts, and then we returned back to South Africa. I came back without even a passport at all. I don't know how they did it, but those Nigerians, they would always make a plan. Soon after we had arrived in South Africa, I then started to make money. The first day when I saw money in my account, I thought that maybe it was a mistake, because in my account, I only had something that was around 20 rand. And when I looked and I saw that the money, it had too many zeros, I asked my Nigerian boyfriend to come and check my phone. And when he opened, he laughed and he said, "God has blessed you. That is your money. Let us go and enjoy." And we went out and we enjoyed. I bought my first car. The first thing that I did was to drive to the village so as to show my baby daddy that this is what I had done, not like I had done rituals. To this very day, people, they do not even know that I did money making rituals. But when I think about my child that I sacrificed, it really makes me to feel so sad, knowing that I lost something that I will never be able to regain, because I was told that when those men, all of them, when they raped me, they destroyed my womb. Therefore, I will never be able to have a child ever again in my entire life. This is my own confession, my own secret, my dirty little secret of the things that I did with my Nigerian boyfriend. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Yo, can you imagine? Then there is another message that was sent to me. The message that was sent to me, it reads like this. "Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I once dated this other same guy. That guy was shot by the police. I just want everyone to be very aware, especially if you want to save money, and when you return back from work, then you hike these cars. Make sure that you use a bus or you just use a taxi." I started dating this guy because I was broke. So he was a foreigner, and the way that he would dress, one would think that he's a multi-millionaire. We met by the mall, and when he approached me, even my legs, they were shaking, because I could not imagine a guy like that speaking with a girl like me. Not like I'm not beautiful, but you could see that this man, he has money. When he said that he wanted to accompany me to my place. In my heart, I was singing. When we went outside, it was me and my friends. They were like, "Ooh, wow." He was driving a very beautiful car. He was driving a white Range Rover, and it was the latest model. We got into the car. It smelled so nice, and he took me to the location. Everyone was looking at us when we got off from that vehicle. My parents, they were so excited to know that they were going to get a rich son-in-law. I then started to visit him and his brother. They did not even work. He would tell me that they are always making a plan. He was always at home. I never knew what kind of a business he would do. One night, he came back home really late. When he came back home really late, he had blood all over his hands. When he had blood on his hands, he asked me to take some eggs from the kitchen and some milk, and he said, "I want you to help me to wash this blood, but you have to do it naked, and you have to do it kneeling down on top of this mat." So I knelt down and I helped him to wash off the blood. Soon after that, I started to notice a pattern. At night, they would go out and they would return back with many phones. So later on, he then told me that what they do is that at night, like when they know that people are knocking off from work, they go into Joburg CBD, then they start to drive around in the direction of different locations. And when people hitchhike, then along the way, maybe they just drive for a kilometer, and then they would pull out guns at the people that will be in their car, and they will start to rob them of all of their belongings. And when those people will be complaining, they will just push those people outside of the car. This is what he told me. What makes me to feel embarrassed about myself is I would get money from this guy. Even if he would give me money that would be full of blood. There was a day when I needed money. My mom wanted 1K. I went to his place and he told me that the money that he had was covered in blood. I don't know what had happened for that money to be full of blood. He took out this wallet. They had not even yet counted the money and it was full of blood. I took it out and I took the money. It was more than 1K. And then I went back home and I first used that money before I gave it to my mom. This is my own confession. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section. She's saying that people, you need to be very careful, especially if you are returning back from work. There are thieves that drive around with beautiful cars, and you get into the car thinking that maybe those people, they will never steal from you, and when you get into the vehicle, they pull out guns. This is what a boyfriend used to do, and she used to get money that would be full of blood. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to talk about this in the comment section.